Oh, I forgot to share it. What's up, everybody? I am live. So excited to be live on a Wednesday afternoon in my studio, pretending to be driving around with a green screen behind me. What's up, everybody? I don't really have a specific topic for today. I was just gonna do some more free flowing, but before we get too far into any of this, I'm going to attempt to share this. So it says I'm live still. I hope it still works. What's up, bro? Yeah. What's up, Brad? Yep. So I used to live in Milford. I live in Milford, Connecticut. According to, the law and everything. Not that I'm in trouble or anything, but I live in Milford, but my fiance lives in Canton. So I spent a lot of time in Canton, but I'm coming to Milford to get something. I feel like I might have to cough or sneeze or something, like my hearing is. So I'm going up and down hills. It's weird right now. You guys, my ears gotta pop. That's what it is. Maybe if I have a drink. Let me get my trusty coconut water. Oh no, that's right. I put it in my jacket here so it would stay cold. My lovely pineapple coconut water. What's going on, everybody? Anyone else here? All right, so today, like I said, I'm just driving around. I brought my mic with me. Oh, there's this guy on a motorcycle coming up quick behind me. It's like one of those three-wheeled ones. So it's not quite a motorcycle. It's a BRP, the same people that make jet skis make this thing. It's got two wheels in the front here. I think he's gonna pass me. He looks tough. Whoa. He is like gangster behind me right now. This is great. He's got some crazy mask on too, I think. I don't know, he's got a helmet, but it looks like he's got a crazy mask on. But he's definitely, I'm driving in the country right now, but there's some cities like New Haven. It's pretty close. And I'm guessing that he is probably heading to New Haven because this road that I'm on goes right into New Haven. That's all I got to say. But I'm going to turn here anyway. Oh, he's listening to Biggie. Yeah, who shot you? Maybe I should shoot him, and then he could be like, who shot you? I did. We solved the riddle. I wouldn't shoot anybody anymore. That's pretty interesting. Anyway, he has good taste in music, I'll say that. Listening to Biggie Smalls, Who Shot You. Not a bad song. Some things that have been on my mind lately are, be talking about this solar event that happens. Mass solar ejection, mass coronal ejection that happened like a week or two ago. And not to be confused with the mass coronal injection that happened a couple of years ago. I don't think it's a surprise to use these words, but that's not what this video is about. So this energy and shifts in energy, and people are talking about like a split in reality and different portals opening. I think there's just a lot of different language to say it. What I think is really going to happen, though, in the physical anyway, we're going to experience it. Like, we're still going to see these people and be next to them and stuff, but I think it's possible they might be living in like a total hell, and we'll be just fine. But I'll digress a little because I've talked about this a lot. Yeah, premature coronal mass ejection. Yeah, not to be confused with the mass injection. But I think I've talked about this before. But people have been trying to sell me this idea that society was going to collapse my whole life, and I'm sure it's quite possible. I've looked into it. I was all into like End the Fed and Ron Paul and all this stuff, and Mark Passio and Michael Tessarion, all these things. So I don't I think that, it is quite possible, but I feel like I've just been hearing it my whole life. So let's just say I was in New Haven about a year ago. Should have hit you up. Yeah, let me know if you come back, man. I'm, like I said, I'm a little farther now because I'm not in Milford too much. But it's not far, and I can, I know New Haven. If you're going to go there and do like an investigative thing, I know all the good spots. And I've also even allegedly, it wasn't really me because I'm not the same person that I was all those years ago, but over 15 years ago, it's possible that I might have urinated on a building. And because we used to go out in New Haven at night, and this building they made a movie about it, Skulls. Anyway, so you guys know George Bush, you know what I'm talking about. So I might have peed on that building, but I had a different mind frame back then, I mean, I was drunk, I can't really remember, so in case but it's this idea, right? I'm going back to this. So I've been sold this idea my whole life that everything was going to collapse. I don't really think so. It's hard to actually express what I'm feeling about this because, okay, so I guess the best thing to say would be to just not fear it, right? So don't have fear. Could it happen? Yeah, it's possible it's going to happen. I think it's more of a psyop, though, to get people who are, it's a fear psyop. It's like we talk about the way propaganda works and the way this realm is created. If you get people who are free thinkers and ask questions, and then they see that there is a problem with the system. Most people just go with the system and they just, it's a stock market crash. I don't know what happened. Like there's ups and downs and they just go along with it. And they live their life. But then there's people who ask more questions and see things. And then they start to look at the system that we have in this beautiful country. And they realize that it's possible that everything is, even just the way that we eat our food, the grocery store, like say they go down that rabbit hole. Or there's even a rabbit hole that exists, right? For people, I look at them as like thought patterns that people could get stuck in. Like lanes, traffic lanes, or like those cars, or those little cars used to go and play at the hobby shop. There's like a track, and anyway. So these tracks you can get funneled off, and one of them is this to funnel people into fear. So if they're looking into truth and they find out that the system is bogus, well, hey, at least we could keep them locked in fear and then maybe creating some kind of future that we want as well. But this is like, if they are controllers, this would be their mind frame. So yeah, it could happen. And I've talked previously on my last episode, my last solo, about how I feel like this, there's resets to this realm, and the reason why there's resets because people just aren't bad enough or good enough. And it's not judgments on good and bad in people's behaviors. I'm not like making judgments by making that statement. What I really mean is I feel like we're here in this realm to elevate our consciousness to the next level. And according to the law of one, and again, this is something we've been talking about in the Oral Sharon show, so check it out. We're going to be talking. We talked about it last week. We're talking about the Tao this week. We're going to cover a couple more verses, so check that out too. That's a lot of fun. But the law of one gives this idea where you can elevate your consciousness to the next density by two ways. You can go the quote unquote good path, which is they call service to others, or you can do service to self. Now, the service to others and service to self thing could be a little misleading because I feel like in order to properly provide good service to others, which would be the good path, you have to love yourself. You have to actually have service to yourself, just not in a selfish way, in a way of self-love. And really what that means is, and I talked about this before, but self-love is nothing more than just defeating the voice in your head. And you can compete with it, but it's once you realize what that voice really is, it's so easy. You could just shut it up. It does take practice, though. It's just like anything else if you want to get good at it. But the true self-love is just that voice, the same voice that's like, oh, I don't know if you really want to live stream or this or that, like that I might have been hearing. Actually, no, I really want to live stream. So, but whatever it is, you might want to try something new. And this voice is like, oh, you'll be terrible. It's going to suck. People are going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. That kind of stuff. And so, what's up, Tony? So that's the self-love. And then if you have this self-love, then you could perform true service to others as opposed to service to self. And really the way also I'll break that down is it's just your worldview. If something happens to you, like if you're driving down the street and your tire blows out or a car crashes into you or something, what are your first thoughts? Or if you are at you hit a red light or someone's going slow in front of you, are you going, oh man, I'm going to be late. This is all their fault. Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on the roads today. So I'm taking the back roads. But yeah, like now there's a slowdown in front of me, allegedly. I mean, I'm really at home and a green screen. But if I was to be driving, there's a slowdown in front of me. So I could be mad that I'm going to get to my destination a little later. And I could be blaming these people and I could be like, why me? Or I could be like, you know what? Maybe there's a reason I have to slow down here. Maybe God, the universe, they all put these people in my way. And I guess that's even kind of a egotistical way to look at it. But maybe the pattern worked out in such a way where now, because of my vibration, I'm slowed down here. So then I avoid something that's going to happen, that could happen potentially that would be negative to me down the future. Even if that's not the case, if that's my mindset, my frame of mind, my point of view, if you will. If that's my point of view on it, I could see that like it would be amazing because then I'm not a victim and I'm just like, all right, and I can look at the scenery and talk to you guys and not get mad about it, So that's what we're talking about. So if you have this, that's would be the service to others because you're looking at how everything fits together in a pattern beautifully and how you're doing your part and doing your dance to be part of it. Now, if you're looking at it from the other way, from this service to self, the selfish way, and again, it's not a judgment because most of us are born with this programming and it kind of leads us to see the world this way, I would say. So again, I'm not making judgments, but if this is something you're trying to overcome, this is what we're talking about, right? Sarcastic. Hey, what's up? Driving cast. That's right. I am in the driving cast. I am a drive mon. It's like a Brahman. I'm a rickshaw mon. So yeah. Anyway, I just want to say hi to some peeps. Thanks for hanging out. I'm not going to get to check the chat too much, but you guys talks amongst yourselves. I'm feeling a little verklempt. So anyway. You look at the world, the service to self way is something happens and you say, oh, me, it's ruining my day. This is going to suck for me. I'm going to suffer. And then you actually do lead yourself to suffering. Reconnection song. I'm back. All right, awesome. Well, I was singing the reconnection song just in case. Yeah, so going back to my original point, which was like the solar mass coronal ejections and people saying that things, experiencing different things, or some people are experiencing erratic behavior or getting sick. I've also heard there's another one, not a lot of people, but some people I've talked to or interact with and stuff where I've just been hearing word on the street. The word on the streets is that also some people are having like digestion issues and like loose stool, which is a great name for a metal band. Loose stool, I'm going to see him at Toads. Stuff like that. I've experienced it a little bit, but I don't really know. But what I think it could be is like a cleansing. I'm solid today though, guys. Don't worry. I'm no loose stool at Toads tonight, baby. That was last week's show. I saw him last week. So, yeah, I think it could be part of what's going on, right? If there's a cleansing going on and if there is some kind of separation going on, And it could just be nothing more than these reality tunnels we're talking about, because I don't really feel like any kind of one of these events is going to happen soon. Any one of these what do you call it? Guys, my vocabulary is just, oh look, it's my Marine Corps thing. Oh, it's not very elasticy. I don't think a cataclysm is going to occur anytime soon. But what is soon, right? Relative. I mean, even if it does, even if it's the 2040 thing, like we've heard about 16 years, 15 and a half years now, that is pretty soon still, but it's not like tomorrow. But again, I think these events or these cataclysms, they're just for people who aren't raising their vibration. Oh, I didn't get more into that. So that's why I went to the whole law of one, was so people aren't raising their vibrations. Or their consciousness isn't moving on to their piece of the pie. They have their corner to work on, and it's fine. I still think this is all part of it. Like, this is something that's going on, and it'll probably just go on forever or whatever. I don't know how it works. So, it's like it's like yelling at a flower for not blooming. Am I right? What a great analogy. But what I think we might witness or live through, what we're living through now, what we're seeing the beginnings of, is this split or shift where some people might experience the cataclysm and they might perish to be reset. And I think now is kind of the warning time. It's like, hey, like the gas lights on. The gas lights on in this realm, and they're like, listen, we still can make it. On Ninja, what's up? Quentin, how's it going, bro? Yeah, I can't wait. Quentin and I are going to do a live on Instagram soon, so look out for that. Follow him on Instagram if you want to see that. But yeah, the realm, I think and maybe that's what all this phenomenon that we're witnessing is. It's like the universal gaslight is going on. It's like, hey, there's not much time. Do or die, make your decision now. We're going to make it real easy for you. Honestly, I think it is an easy decision because it's so amazing in the physical to be like a materialist, especially right now. There's endless possibilities. We can go to space. Like that's coming up, man. We're going to live on Mars. So they have like all the best drugs out now. Like I heard you can't even get anything if you want to get like, people that do like H or whatever, heroin and all this stuff. I heard it's all fentanyl now from a few different sources. That's the word on the streets. So it's like a party for Pure Life. It's Nestle. It's all Nestle. What was I saying? That's right. I want to have compassion for people because, I think the realm is making it so you're going to be corralled one way or the other. And according to the law of one, you only have to have 50% service to others' point of view. And let me tell you, the benefits of the service to others kind of path. And again, it's not this like Mother Teresa, like you're sacrificing yourself for others. Like you see, I saw homeless people the other day. I didn't give them a dime. Fuck them. No, it's cool. Again, no judgments. But it's about, if I knew somebody who was like truly having problems or whatever, I've still bought people food or whatever. But it's this whole service to self thing or service to others. It's not like this thing where you're running around being a people pleaser. It's really, like I said, the self-love thing. That helps you to establish boundaries with people, so you don't have to be a people pleaser if that's your issue you might be experiencing. Or if you're an asshole, it helps you not be so much an asshole all the time, because you realize it's not all about you. But you have I'm starting to have these experiences, or have been having these experiences, where they're just amazing synchronicities. Things work out. I was working this weekend. I DJ'd 2 weddings, and it was just a really good time. Everything worked out synchronistically, and I mean, it's a great way to make a living. So, just making a nice turn over here. So what I'm telling you is, I'm imploring you, just start living this way. Just like, be me, worship me. No, don't do that. Don't put me on a pedestal, obviously. But it's like the whole thing about not taking things personally. You know, the 4 agreements. I can't remember any of the other ones now. I'm sure I could if I had to. But they're not taking things personally. One, there's a lot of levels to it. And then once you realize you can apply that to the realm itself and to events that happen in your life, and you don't have to take things personally when they go around. Yeah, things are going to happen that you don't want to happen, but it's not up to you, right? What did Gandalf say to Frodo? Frodo's like, I wish I wasn't alive to see such times. And Gandalf said, So many who have lived to see such times have said the same thing, but it's not up for them to decide when they live. It's not up for them to decide what time they live in, only what to do with the time they're given. Something like that. So that's how I'm looking at all this. And it's the same thing. You could literally be living in Lord of the Rings if that's your worldview. I'm late catching up at 1.75, or I'll slow down here for you. I know you could definitely speed me up. I'm actually working on trying to sound better by talking a little slower, less ums and likes. And if I can't think of a word, I'm just going to try to have a pause. So I've been working on that for a while, but I'm more conscious of it now. Yes. As do all who live to see such times. Exactly. So you literally could be living in Middle Earth if that's your worldview. So the way that I look at things, I really think the Silmarillion and Tolkien and all these, even like Wheel of Time, I feel like there's some bit of truth in a lot of these works of fiction, and maybe it's closer to what this realm is and what it goes through. I mean, especially Wheel of Time, the way that they talk about the breaking and all this stuff. So if that's the case, we're just living at a more technologically advanced time, just really a more materialistic time. People are focused more on the material. And you can have that as your worldview, and then the future is just Dune, kind of. Even though I don't exactly believe in the space model or given by like NASA and stuff, but that could all be allegory for other realms. Who knows? So I feel like if you have that mindset and that point of view of living inside Lord of the Rings or Wheel of Time or whatever, you're going to feel like less of a victim, less of like, oh, this sucks. Because I feel like everything is kind of made to make us think that the time that we live in sucks. Oh, this sucks. It was way better back then. The future's going to be better. Right now just sucks. I'm going to tell you, I don't think it sucks right now. I think it's amazing, because I'm able to be live, and I have 7 people, according to YouTube, watching me right now. So I think that's amazing. I'm going to give myself a thumbs up for that. Can I do that here? Yeah, why don't you give me a thumbs up too, everybody? Clap your hands, everybody, and hit that thumbs up. So you have this worldview, this point of view, then basically we're living in the best time ever, and you could do whatever you want, and the possibilities are endless. But that's very scary. It's very scary to think that the possibilities are endless, but you're only just doing what you're doing. I could say that to myself too. Like, the possibilities are endless. I could be out there doing whatever I want, but I'm doing this, and I could be like, ugh, I wish I could do this, and then get all upset about it, and I could go into like negative spirals about it, and that could lead me to procrastinate further and not do what I want to do. Trust me, I've been there before. Speaking from experience. And then you just end up working at a job where you can just pay the bills, make ends meet, maybe save some money, and live a pretty decent or a fun material life. Or you could realize that you're in Middle Earth and you can become the hero of your own story. You could start to follow your own path. And I mean, I still believe that everybody is on their path, no matter what they're doing. It's part of their path. And that's kind of figuring that out, that everything you've done and are doing and will do is part of your path. And it is the only way that it was ever going to happen. Now, I'm not saying we don't have free will, but some consciousness, if time and space are just an illusion we're experiencing in this realm, then there is a piece of consciousness that already knows everything that happened. Therefore, it's kind of like it has all happened before. So if you look at it from that point of view, I said it, damn it. See, I could spiral and get all pissed off. But if you have this point of view, I forgot where I was going with that, but that's okay. It'll come back to me. It's just more, you're the hero of the story, I guess is really what I'm trying to say. So you can live every day like you're the hero. You're Aragorn, you're Legolas, you're Frodo Baggins. Although I have this theory though, I don't know if you have shared it too much. I've talked about it a little bit, but I do have this theory where I think that the hobbits kind of wrote themselves into the story. And it might have even been unwittingly too. Like, I feel like they needed Frodo or whatever, or they got wrapped up. Whoa, what is going? I went the wrong way. There's like a crazy accident up here. So I feel like, and no, it's good though. I guess I'm gonna have a little bit more time to talk to you guys because I'm almost at my destination. So my whole conspiracy theory with Lord of the Rings is I feel like the hobbits got tangled up in the Fellowship in like a different way. Like, I feel like Aragorn and all them knew what they were doing, and they were going to go fight Sauron, but he needed like a backstory for the hobbits to be on board somehow. So I feel like what happened was that Gandalf told Frodo about this ring, and maybe it was a ring that made you disappear because there was like magic back then, so maybe they had this ring that made people disappear, and so he thought he needed him for that for some reason, kind of like, so basically he used Bilbo, right? Maybe we get a different story. Maybe the story we were told isn't exactly what's happened. So maybe Bilbo's used, and then Bilbo's used in The Hobbit by Gandalf in the Dwarves. And then you fast forward and Frodo gets the ring, so they think they might need him. But then after they lose Gandalf, they're just like, you know what, Frodo? They just kind of scare him or convince him to go off on his own because they're like, they're just getting in the way, these hobbits. Because in the whole, again, my point of view is that the Ring of Power isn't really the Ring of Power. Maybe it's just a ring that makes you invisible or whatever. It's a magical ring. Maybe it only works for hobbits or something, but they have this lore behind it. So this is what I think really happened, or it's possible. So they tell Frodo that. They're like, oh yeah, just go bring the ring to Mount Doom. And they're just like laughing about it. They figured, they'll go run and hide off somewhere or whatever. But Frodo actually does do it. And at the same time that all of humanity gets together, because like, think about it, right? In Return of the King, all of humanity gets together. Well, the good guys anyway. to fight Sauron the Great. And they storm the Black Gate. So what if they storm the Black Gate, and what really happened was, because there's so many of them and with so much force, and they had no fear, they overcame their fear, they were able to defeat them. But since Frodo snuck into Mordor and got that ring thrown in the volcano, maybe it just synchronistically happened at the same time. So all the people and Gandalf and all the elves, they all know that that's not really what happened, but they just let Frodo believe that, because they're like, holy shit, he actually made it there. And so they had to go rescue him with eagles. They're like, wait, he fucking went there? We thought Boromir was going to stop him, not Boromir, Faramir, Boromir's brother. We were like, we figured he'd catch him on his way to Mordor and he'd stop him. Anyway, that's my funny ass Lord of the Rings conspiracy theory. Could be true. You never know. Maybe the hobbits are the ones with the big noses, Maybe there's more to them. Maybe we should look into them. Anyway. So if you're the hero in your own story, or your hero of the story, I feel like if that's what you're doing, then you're totally on the right path to raise your consciousness in a positive way. Now, if you're a bad person and you want to do evil things and you're like a psychopath and somehow you are feeling called to ascend the negative way, then you gotta do it. You gotta, because it's gotta be 95%. So you gotta be a real piece of shit. What I'm saying is, don't be half-ass about whatever you're going to do in this realm. Do it all the way. And again, this isn't any advice for people to go be violent. You could probably just be internally evil, 95% bad, and go up. So, all it really is about love of yourself, either in a inverted way or a non-inverted way. So someone's either going to love themselves with self-love and conquer that voice so much that they're going to fall into line with service to others, or they're just going to, from a selfish place, put themselves in front of other people, and then in that way negatively transcend. What do you think? I might do a part 2. So I don't know how that happens. I'm going to try to figure that out, if I could pause this or come back to it. But if not, I'll just go live again and use this same thumbnail. Just put a number 2 on it really quick. Thank you guys for checking this out. Go to morelawsmoreproblems.com if you want more. Make sure you check out the Over Sharon show. I do it every Thursday with my lovely co-host, Sharon. Every Thursday we are either live or we are premiering an episode. So hang out in the chat with us. We are there every Thursday. July 4th, we will not be putting out an episode. So I think, everybody can enjoy their holiday and we're going to enjoy ours. So it'll be kind of tough. So morelawsmoreproblems.com if you would like to donate or subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, thumbs up, all those fun things. And yeah. Oh, I did have a quote. Maybe if I do a part 2, I'll read the quote that I was going to read today. But thank you guys so much. And I have to figure out, I think, how to end this. I don't know. Let's see here. Sark. Maybe there's a plus. Maybe that'll do it. No, I could start a poll live. Maybe the X. There we go. All right, guys. See you later.